Hi everybody, Katie Swain, Director of Alumni Affairs here. We are gearing up for our next Roaming Rams Travel Talk session. We have Paul from Gocollette here with us to talk about our Canadian Maritimes and Coastal Wonders tour. So Paul, I'll let you take it away.
Great, thank you so much, Katie. Welcome everyone. I'm just going to share my screen and we'll get things started here. I'm the local representative for Gocollette in Maryland, Virginia, the District of Columbia, and a little sliver of West Virginia as well. I'm very grateful to be with you all this evening to present my favorite tour of Canada with Gocollette. It's a great tour. I've seen a lot of really great feedback from our travelers on this tour. That's our Canadian Maritimes and Coastal Wonders tour. Just as always, before we get started, I'd like to tell you a little bit about Gocollette. You'll see on the screen right now our welcome screen. By Travelers, for Travelers is our new tagline for our 108th season in business. That's right, we've been in business since 1918. We're the oldest tour company in North America. And by Travelers, for Travelers, quite a bit more than a tagline there. This really expresses our core philosophy in travel. We are all, of course, travelers. We take our travelers' feedback very seriously, and it really influences how we design our tours. And that's another great point about Gocollette, is that we design our own tours. Unlike many other tour companies who might use middlemen of what are called destination management companies, Gocollette, we have our own product designers. And as somebody who's worked in product for a very long time in travel, this is something that really attracted me to working with Gocollette. Just the quality, the effort, the passion that our product designers, who are many times in these destinations, know these destinations intimately, put into designing our tours. And of course, adding to that an extra layer are our amazing tour managers. These are real local experts on these tours. They're going to be with you every step of the way, taking excellent care of you, imparting really in-depth knowledge to you, really being a resource for you to turn to should you have any questions whatsoever. You want to know what to do in your free time, if you have a free evening, where you can grab a great meal, where you can get some great shopping and nightlife, souvenirs and gift shops, all that sort of stuff, and much more. Your tour manager is going to be a great resource for you. And in addition to that, we like to sprinkle in some local guides as well. So you can think of the tour manager as sort of being a destination generalist, and then the local guides as being a really specialist in a particular city, town, or major site, who's really going to impart to you that really, really in-depth knowledge of those areas. And we really are touting our premium brand experience. So this kind of sets us in a category of one. We're not a standard tour company, nor are we a luxury tour company. We're providing a premium experience. Experience is what we're all about. Of course, part of that experience is going to be your accommodations. So we're going to be staying at 4-star and above category hotels. When we're staying in major cities, those hotels are going to be very centrally located, so you're just minutes away from all of the action. A lot of times those hotels could be 4.5-star, 5-star hotels even, and a lot of times they are really, really unique and interesting properties as well. Another for that premium experience, which I really think is important, is the tour pacing. We have fewer one-night stays than any other tour company, less moving around on the motor coach, less miles covered, so that you can spend more time immersing yourself in the destination with us, packing and unpacking less, spending less time moving about, and more time experiencing through your destination. And it's an immersive experience as well. So while of course we're providing you with access to all those major must-see sites with skip-the-line access, we're going beyond and above that to immerse our travelers in the local culture through various means. I'll tell you a little bit more about our hometown pickup service and our travel protection plan at the as we move through this program. On the screen here, you're going to see some additional pieces of information for you, little bullet points. Of course, the baggage, your luggage is going to be handled for you throughout our tours. What I really like to highlight here as well, of course, you can all see these bullet points on your screen, but the quality of the culinary experiences on our tours is, I would say, virtually unparalleled. I'm a big foodie myself, and I have experienced some excellent meals. I heard our product designer for South Africa, when he was in South Africa and Australia, when he was referring to a meal he had at a particular restaurant, and he said it was the best meal. He's eaten there several times. It was a lunch, actually, and he said it was the best lunch he ever had in his entire life. And that's, this is a guy who his job is to travel around the world and sample and test out great restaurants, great hotels, and things like that. So I think that carries a lot of weight. Then we're transportation unique to the destination. What that means is we're not always going to be traveling by motor coach. Sometimes we're going to mix it up with alternative modes of transportation, and we really endeavor to get you off that motor coach as much as possible through various means, walking tours, alternative experiences. We make comfort stops quite frequently, and those are, of course, when you are on the motor coach, very modern, quality, climate-controlled motor coaches, quite comfortable indeed. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get on to the main event of this evening's info session, which is the topic of our wonderful Canadian Maritimes and Coastal Wonders tour. This is an absolutely fantastic tour, and we're offering it to you traveling at the ideal time to go to this part of the world, and right in the heart of summer, where you'll find warm temperatures, but being northeastern Canada, it's not going to be hot and humid as it is often in my area. It's going to be quite mild and pleasant. Really kind of, I don't know, whenever I venture up north, I always find it kind of just gives me a feeling like I'm a kid back at summer camp with the pleasant weather and just completely idyllic. Sort of a really distinct feeling of nostalgia, and I hope you'll feel that on this tour when you travel with us as well. It's not too long of a tour, at 11 days. We're including 16 meals, and as you can see on the map here, we're really exploring the absolute best of the Canadian Maritimes here. We're going to start off by spending 3 nights in Halifax in Nova Scotia, exploring from there, and then moving on to Cape Breton Island, staying in the town of Baddeck for 2 nights. After that, we're going to be moving on to the very well-known Prince Edward Island, famous for, among many other things, its quality mussels and other shellfish. And from there, we're moving on to, after our 2-night stay in Charlottetown, we'll be moving on to St. John and New Brunswick, staying for 2 nights there, then crossing the Bay of Fundy by ferry over back into Nova Scotia, spending our final night back in Halifax before our return journey home. We offer many different travel styles, different product styles at Gocollette. We have small group tours, some cruises, some faith tours, our spotlight tours, which stay in one location the entire time. But this particular tour is part of our sort of mainstay. We have over 100 tours in the classic style on all 7 continents. These are really ideal for seeing the world's most iconic destinations, getting a really comprehensive overview, hitting all of the highlights at a very value-minded price. As you can see here, the average group size is 37 travelers, so not too big, not too small. We're operating these tours on 52 to 54 seater motor coaches, so this is quite comfortable. And we rate our tours on an activity level of 1 to 4, 1 being the easiest, 4 being the most active. Just to give you some context here, most of our tours in North America are at activity level 2. Typically the activity level 1s will include like a cruise component. Typically the activity level 4s will be something a bit more strenuous, like say Peru with Machu Picchu or Antarctica. And typically our European tours in the main are an activity level 3 with, those many cobblestone streets and towns built on high hills, walking access only, pedestrian access only to historic towns and cities. So this is a nice, comfortable tour. You can see the sort of expectations here on the bullet points on the screen for you. Of course, we are going to be navigating some interesting terrain here, being that we are in coastal Canada. But overall, this is a tour that's quite suitable for any moderately, reasonably active adult of just about any age. We've got some travel tips on the screen for you now. So, of course, clothing, we always recommend that you pack comfortably and use a layering sort of procedure to your clothing. I had a guide once in Italy. I think this is the best way to think of it, is like an onion, she said. Think of it as the onion rule. So you get too warm, you can peel off a layer. You get too cold, you can always add a layer. Comfortable walking shoes. We're going to have some kind of light hiking, very light hiking opportunities here. So your comfort is really paramount. Elevation is not a big concern here. The highest elevation is just 900 feet along the famous Cabot Trail. And this is an area, of course, hence the name, in Canada with a strong maritime heritage, right? So you're going to really see that shine forth in various aspects of this tour and also through the culinary experiences we're providing. Time zone, we're 1 hour ahead of Eastern Standard Time, so really no jet lag whatsoever to have to deal with on this tour, which also makes it nice and easy. So here we are on day 1. We're going to start our adventure in Halifax, which is the vibrant capital of Nova Scotia. It's an historic port blending maritime heritage and along with modern charm. The flight arrival times could vary throughout the day. We could have travelers coming in from different parts of the world here. So there's no scheduled activities. It's very rare, if ever, that we schedule any activities for the arrival day for that very reason. And also, heaven forbid that even if you are planning on arriving early, heaven forbid that you have a flight delay causing you to miss out on some scheduled activities, which is why we prefer to make this day a great day to just kind of settle into your hotel, enjoy the environs, the amenities of your hotel. Your tour manager will have some great recommendations of what you can do in your free time. There's the Spring Garden Row, the waterfront, the Halifax Public Gardens, which you could view, which you could experience on your own should you choose to do so. Other than that, you're welcome to just kick back and relax with us at this wonderful hotel you're going to be staying at for the first 3 nights of your trip. This is the Westin Nova Scotia Halifax. It's one of Halifax's historic landmarks. This building, originally built in the 1920s, and combines classic charm with modern amenities and a really prime waterfront location with very easy access to several attractions. After our first overnight in Halifax, we're going to explore one of Canada's most picturesque spots, Peggy's Cove, just a short drive from Halifax. We'll journey to this charming fishing village where you'll see the historic lighthouse perched dramatically on smooth granite rocks. You'll want to be sure to have your camera ready here because the lighthouse offers really amazing views of the surrounding area. It's just, again, completely an idyllic locale. Got a little video here to show you, really highlighting this fascinating location. The contrast of the red and white lighthouse against the blue Atlantic is just stunning alongside these seaside weathered rocks and that dramatic coastline. It's just really nothing like it. All right, I hope that video didn't make you too dizzy. Let's move on from there. So after Peggy's Cove, we're going to return to Halifax for a guided tour. We're going to have some highlights here, including the beautiful public gardens, the famous Citadel. This is a star-shaped fortress. Perhaps you might recall it from the introductory image to Halifax. It was has watched over the city since the 18th century. We'll also stroll along the waterfront and discover Spring Garden Road, which is a bustling pedestrian shopping street. And in the evening, we're going to get to know our fellow travel companions at a welcome dinner at a local restaurant. On day 3, your journey is going to continue to the small fishing village of Mahone Bay. Here we'll stop by Amos Pewter and see where skilled artisans design and handcraft a range of pewter jewelry, home decor, tableware, and much more. Then we're going to travel along the lighthouse route to Lunenburg, where colorful buildings line the waterfront and fishing boats bob in the harbor. Here you're going to have a choice of experiences. This is our Choice on Tour feature. This is really unique to Gocollette. It's a great way to kind of break up the sense of rigidity that perhaps guided travel can have sometimes. Gives you the opportunity to get away a little bit from the entire group. If you're traveling with a companion, gives you an opportunity to split off and explore 2 different things. Then get together in the evening and tell stories about what you've done. So your first option is to explore the Fisheries Museum of the Atlantic, where you're going to learn about the region's deep connection to the sea, or you could join a local guide for a walking tour through the town's charming streets. Later on, we're going to return to Halifax for an evening on your own. If you're a history buff, you might consider visiting the Canadian Museum of Immigration at Pier 21. You might also enjoy exploring the Maritime Museum of the Atlantic, which is located along the waterfront, where you can discover the significance of the historic port. And then art lovers are going to appreciate the Art Gallery of Nova Scotia, which features a diverse collection of historic and contemporary Nova Scotian, Canadian, and international artworks. This is also the home of the beloved Canadian artist Maud Lewis, and there's been an exhibition at this museum since 1998. And then if you're a beer enthusiast, you might enjoy raising a glass at Alexander Keith's, which is one of Canada's oldest breweries, established in 1820. On day 4, you'll start your day at the Millbrook Cultural and Heritage Center, where you can discover the fascinating history of the region's indigenous people. This center gives you a look at the Mi'kmaq history and culture over the course of a whopping 7,500 years. And they say North America doesn't have as much history as Europe. Look at that. Here you're going to gain perspective and appreciation for this vibrant indigenous community. Then we're going to travel the Canso Causeway on the way to stunning Cape Breton Island. As you make your way here, you might feel as though you've been transported to the Scottish Highlands. Cape Breton is a blend of Scottish, Acadian, and Mi'kmaq cultures, which really creates a unique and vibrant atmosphere. And here we're going to visit the Gaelic College of Cape Breton Island. During your time here, you'll see a brief kilt making demonstration and learn a few handy Gaelic phrases. You'll also have the chance to join in the fun of a milling frolic, singing a Gaelic song and tapping along to the rhythm. After that, you'll board your coach and ride to the hotel in Baddock, and in the evening we'll enjoy dinner with our travel companions and savor some local flavors. In Baddock, you are going to be staying for 2 nights at the Inverary Resort, where the accommodations are more rustic in nature but reflect the authentic character of Cape Breton Island. Here you can rest in your basic room and enjoy the resort's picturesque location on the shores of the Bras-d'Or Lakes. And then on day 5, we're in for a real treat. We're going to embark on a full-day exploration of the world-famous Cabot Trail, stretching 185 whopping miles around Cape Breton National Park. This is one of the most scenic drives in the world, ranked among the most beautiful in North America, and showcases breathtaking views of the Atlantic coast and endless scenic vistas. It's named after the explorer John Cabot, who landed it here in 1497, and the route is renowned for its stunning beauty, attracting visitors from all around the world. Today you're going to be one of them. Your first stop along the Cabot Trail will be at the 19th century St. Peter's Church in Cheticamp. This is one of just a handful of stone structures on Cape Breton Island, and its architectural style originated in Quebec. What makes St. Peter's special is that its construction was a community effort. When you step inside the church, you'll be able to marvel at the ornate altar and then look up at the vaulted plaster ceilings, as you can admire in this image here. And then after St. Peter's, you'll travel to Cape Breton Highland National Park, where the mountain meets the sea, and take in the views and enjoy a picnic lunch surrounded by natural beauty. After that, we'll discover the quaint charms of nearby fishing communities along the coast, including the lovely and aptly named Pleasant Bay. The Micmac originally settled this historic village, and then Scottish immigrants arrived in the 1800s. And during our visit, we're going to get a peek at the area's maritime way of life. After that, we're going to return to Baddock, and we'll have the opportunity to spend an evening at leisure before the following morning, after overnighting, exploring the amazing range of inventions on display at the Alexander Graham Bell Museum. Of course, most famous for inventing the telephone, Graham Bell was born in Scotland and was a naturalized American citizen. You might be wondering about this connection then to Canada. Well, this inventor, scientist, and teacher split his time between the United States and Canada. In fact, he died at his country retreat near Baddock in 1922. After this visit, we'll take a short ferry ride to Prince Edward Island, which is the land cradled on the waves. Prince Edward Island, or PEI, is the backdrop of the acclaimed novel Anne of the Green Gables. Then we'll arrive in Charlottetown, PEI's capital, with time to explore this fascinating city at our own pace. We've got some suggestions for you up on the screen, including the Confederation Center of the Arts, with great performances, exhibits, and dining at the Neighbors restaurant located here. Victoria Roll gives you the opportunity to stroll through a lively area with outdoor patios, live music, and local dining options. And then Peaks Wharf is great for exploring shops, food vendors, and live entertainment right along a beautiful waterfront. And this is where we're going to be staying for 2 nights in Charlottetown. This is the Holman Grand Hotel, sophisticated hotel, very centrally located just across the street from the Confederation Center of the Arts that I just mentioned. You might also like visiting the shops at the Confederation Court Mall, which is conveniently connected to the Holman. And then on day 7 in the morning, we're going to journey to Cavendish, home of the pristine beaches at Prince Edward Island National Park. But before that, we'll make a stop at the Anne of Green Gables Museum. The museum is dedicated to the beloved 1908 novel by Canadian author Lucy Maud Montgomery. Here we'll explore the setting that inspired the story and engage in hands-on activities, including learning about potato farming from a local farmer. Agriculture is an important industry on PEI, with potatoes as the primary crop, so think of the Canadian version of Idaho, and it covers approximately 85,000 acres annually. And it's time to be awestruck by the shore. You'll travel to Cavendish Beach, which is a PEI National Park that's renowned for unspoiled beachfronts, sandstone cliffs, and barrier islands. After that, we'll head back to the capital of Charlottetown, spend a little time exploring on our own, and then return to our hotel to relax before the main event of the evening. Prince Edward Island is, of course, renowned for its amazing seafood, and this evening you'll feast at a restaurant that has been serving lobster for 65 years. During dinner, you'll learn how to crack and eat a lobster and feast on renowned PEI mussels. And then after one more night in Prince Edward Island, we'll leave the island behind and cross the impressive Confederation Bridge, which you can admire in this image here. This is an 8-mile-long bridge and a remarkable engineering feat. As you travel across, you'll be able to take in panoramic views of the Northumberland Strait stretching across both sides of you. And then make a stop at another marvel, this one natural, Hopewell Rocks, a natural wonder and a New Brunswick icon. You can see these rocks really have sort of a flower pot shape. They were carved by relentless Fundy tides over thousands of years and stand 4 stories tall at low tide. And in fact, as you can see here, during low tide, visitors can walk on the ocean floor among these giants. When the tides roll back in, the towering rocks become tiny little islands. Here you can see some of our travelers exploring the Hopewell Rocks with us. And then next up, we're going to travel to St. John, where more natural wonders await. Here in St. John, we're going to enjoy a 2-night stay at the comfortable and modern Hilton St. John, which is located right on the harbor. This waterfront hotel is situated at the foot of historic King Street, the city's commercial hub. And then on day 9, after breakfast, we're going to head to the awe-inspiring Fundy Trail. On your ride there, you'll have plenty of opportunities to peek out the window and take in these breathtaking views. You'll arrive at the Fundy Trail to witness a natural phenomenon. The Bay of Fundy is home to the highest tides on Earth. Next up, we'll enjoy an interactive tour through the park, experiencing music and performances by local actors, and savor regional specialties including dulce, seaweed, and fiddleheads, which you can see in this image here. Absolutely delicious. Following your tour, we'll enjoy a seafood lunch at a restaurant situated on the Bay of Fundy, which really offers truly fresh food. And if you are a foodie or just love a good meal, we have an optional afternoon tour for you. It's a walking food tour of St. John with a local guide, during which you'll discover delicious local flavors and stop by the St. John City Market. And on day 10, we're going to step aboard a ferry to Nova Scotia today. Make sure you've got your camera ready to capture the views from the boat. Then upon arrival, we'll visit the Grand Pre National Historical Site. Here's a brief backstory on that, the significance of this site. Grand Pre, meaning Great Meadow in French, was the heart of the Acadian settlement, comprising French settlers who arrived in the region in the 1600s. The Acadians had good relations with the indigenous peoples already living on the land, and then were resilient and self-reliant peoples, most notably in their ability to drain the land of marshes, making farming possible. Over time, they developed a distinct identity and culture, really setting them apart from their French origins and British neighbors. The Acadian colony sadly eventually fell under British rule, and its inhabitants were deported. The Grand Pre National Historic Site commemorates the history of the Acadians. After taking all this in, we'll return to Halifax, check back into the Westin, Nova Scotia, where you can enjoy some time for yourself. Then in the evening, you'll join your friends at a farewell dinner and toast to the end of our Maritimes journey. Day 11, it's time to say goodbye to this absolutely stunning part of North America. You've seen so many wonders on this Canadian Maritimes trip. We'll then, of course, transfer you to the local airport for your return journey home. As we move to wrap up, just want to tell you about a few things more about Gocollette. Our hometown pickup service, we're going to be providing you with round-trip motor coach transportation to your local airport, completely removing the hassle of having to get a cab, an Uber, paying for parking. Your vacation is almost starting at your doorstep, and you're getting to know your fellow travelers already on the way to the airport, and of course that is a round-trip service. Also like to mention that we will be sending out a post-tour survey. Once more, getting back to that by travelers, for travelers tagline that we take very seriously. We really do want to hear from you, hear your feedback. It's what helps us grow and improve year after year, as we've been doing for 108 years now. And we often modify and tweak our tours and design new tours in response to this type of feedback. So really look forward to your candid remarks on your experience with us. We have a loyalty program. This is it. It's our we call it our Passport Club. So if you're a frequent traveler with Gocollette, you can earn additional credits towards your future trips, as well as additional credits that you can apply to things like optional upgrades, optional excursions, and so forth. So that's our way of saying thank you for traveling with us again and again, as many of our guests do. And guided travel is quite flexible with Gocollette. We aim to make it so. As you see, we offer one optional excursion here. We don't like to offer too many because we like to give you an inclusive program. rather than asking you to pony up extra money for a bunch of other optionals. But for those of you who like to stay active on tour with us, we do have that amazing food walking tour. For dining experiences outside of those included on tour, as I hinted at the beginning, you can always refer to your tour manager for great advice on where to grab a great meal. Your tour manager will reach out to you about a week prior to the departure of the tour by email to introduce themselves. It's a great time to start asking them questions about how you can really enhance your experience on tour with us. We're including economy class airfare with this tour for you. But if you're the type of person who likes to really travel in style, you want to fly premium economy or business class air, we can certainly make that a reality for you. In that case, however, I would encourage you to book with us as soon as possible, because while we have the economy class airfare locked in, we're not able to do so on those upgraded airfares. So those airfares are going to increase gradually in price as we get closer and closer to the departure dates. And then on all of our tours, you're always welcome to add additional nights to the beginning and or the end of the tour. And many of our tours also have preset optional pre and or post tour extensions. However, this one does not, but just like to mention that as well, just in case you consider taking another tour with us. You can really enhance your journey with us that way. And then just a quick note on that cancel for any reason trip protection. That gets you when you book our top of the line trip insurance, you're going to get a full refund for cancellation at any time for any reason or no reason at all. All you have to do is notify us no later than the day prior to the departure of your tour. We're going to effect a full cash refund back to the original appointed purchase. So this is not a voucher. We're actually giving you your money back. And then once you're on tour with us, that's going to cover you for just like any other trip insurance for medical assistance, emergency evacuation, baggage loss, baggage delay, trip interruption, all with round-the-clock emergency 24/7 assistance. And just an important note on international travel, you need to have a passport, a valid passport. Should be valid for up to at least 6 months. We like to say 8 months just to keep you on the safe side. But most importantly, I always like to drive home on this slide the importance of making sure that the information that you enter on the registration website when registering for a tour with us, your name exactly matches your name as it appears on your passport to the letter, including middle names, middle initials, and so forth. The TSA can be real sticklers about this, and there have been cases of people having been denied boarding for something as simple as one letter being off their name. We wouldn't want that to happen to you. So again, I would urge you to double, triple check that information, make sure you're entering it exactly 100% correctly. Don't need to worry about visas for travel to Canada as U.S. citizens. So let's move on to the final couple of slides here, which are going to impart some great information to you, useful information. You can book this tour through the dedicated web page that we constructed. This is the link up on your screen now. You can learn much more about the tour than I've been able to tell you in this short space of time. And we also accept all major credit cards. It's a very easy process to register for the tour and check out with a secure connection. And then on the ultimate slide of this presentation, we've got all the particulars. Again, this is our Canadian Maritimes and Coastal Wonders tour. Great time to go, July 18th through the 28th of 2026. The deposit on all of our tours currently is $698 per person, and the cancel for any reason trip insurance on this particular tour is just $429 a person. We're holding space with Shepherd University Alumni Association up until the 18th of January of 2026. Space, however, is limited, so if you're really keen to join this tour, certainly not a bad idea to join as soon as possible, especially if you, again, either want upgraded airfare or if you are a solo traveler and you'd like a single room, because we typically have a finite number of single rooms per tour departure. And then you'll also notice that the insurance is fully refundable as well up to that same date. So what that means is that if you were to, say, hypothetical scenario, register for this tour today, and purchase our cancel for any reason trip insurance, but between now and the deposit due date, something were to happen to force you to have to cancel, gives you great peace of mind to know that not only would you get your deposit or any additional monies you might have paid towards your trip up to that point back, but you will also get your insurance premium back. So you would be out exactly $0, which is an amazing benefit, because who's ever heard of getting an insurance premium back? But that's exactly what we're talking about here. Past that deposit due date, you would still be able to cancel with us for any reason or no reason at all if you purchased our insurance. However, past that deposit due date, again, you would lose the insurance premium, which is pretty standard with insurance. And then we've got a great price on this tour, $5,199 per person, sharing a double room. That's including round-trip airfare. And then again, we've added that insurance to the side there just to kind of help you better understand that. So let's wrap up here. Thank you so much for your time, your interest. We look forward to having you on tour with Gocollette, and thank you, Katie, for this wonderful opportunity to present to your alumni.
Of course. Thank you again, Paul, for giving another wonderful presentation about an awesome tour. It sounds amazing. And of course, we have many other tours available both before and after this one. So I've put links to that website in the comment section of this video, so anybody can check that out and see what all other tours are. And we already have some 2027 tours ready to go, and those will be announced very, very soon.
Great. Wonderful.
Okay. Any other last tidbits or tips or things that maybe you've experienced personally before we sign off for the night?
Well, I would say if anyone has any questions about things like what's the weather going to be like, what should I pack, what should I wear, what should I bring with me, that sort of thing. Also on these web pages that we designed for these tours, you will find a wealth of traveler tips and tricks that we've gained over the years as travelers ourselves, and that our guests on tour, our travelers, have imparted to us. So lots of really useful information on that website, not only just pertaining to the tour, but how to best enjoy it and how to best enjoy this wonderful part of Canada.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Paul. And we will see Paul again in January, on January 22nd, to talk about our Spain tour that's coming up next year as well.
And I am looking forward to that one, because I lived in Spain for many, many years, and it's my favorite place on the entire planet. So look forward to that one as well. I'm sure that will be an enjoyable presentation.
Yeah, I think so too. I'm sure you have even more knowledge to impart upon us since you spent so much time there. So I'm excited to hear more about that one as well.
Oh yeah. You're going to have an opportunity to get in front of a real Spain expert.
Well, thanks again, Paul, and thanks everybody who tuned in tonight. We will be archiving this video as well on our YouTube channel, so if you please share it and let people know, get your friends together and book one of these tours.
Thanks everyone. Thank you again so much, Katie. Really appreciate it as always.
Thanks guys. Good night.